Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Dhruv Coder YouTube channel. And in this video, we are talking about Python programming language. We will see how this language was made, the history about it, and some technical details about Python, and the future scope and jobs which are currently available for you in Python programming language. So let's get started without wasting any time. So we will I will tell you history about Python and some technical details of about Python and scope in Python. I mean, history about Python. I will tell you when, how, and who made it, and some more interesting fact about Pythons. Then in technical details, you will get more insight about Python by knowing its technical details and scope. In scope, you will see which jobs are available for you in Python programming language by learning Python programming language, what is the current salary, and what is the future scope of it. So let's get started. First of all, history about Python. So when Python was made, Python was made in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. He was a Dutch programmer, and Python is written in C. It is the extension of C language, which is C Python. Python is written in that, and because at that time most of the operating system are most of the operating system are running on was running on C language, so that's why Python was written in C. Now, why it is made and why like Guido van Rossum thought about making a Python. So he was thinking about making a language can be used, which can be used in a general purpose. Like by general purpose, I mean you can use it in many applications like web development. You can use it in automation. You can use it in machine learning. You can use it in like script writing and much more. And now the second thing is for easy syntax writing, because at that time the most popular language was Java, C, C++, and the syntax of that programming language was too complicated for a beginner. So he was thinking about making a language which has some easy syntax, so more people can learn programming language easily. And the third one is to reduce boilerplate code. Now in this Python, you don't have to initialize any variable, or you don't have to write the main function. So you might get confused, like what is this variable integer and what is this function. So I will tell you, but to reduce some boilerplate code. Now boilerplate code means some like a prerequisite code he made Python, so people can easily learn it and without remembering much of prerequisite code, sorry. So this is the three main reason why it is made. There are more reasons also, definitely, but I pointed out these three main points. Now, who is like Guido van Rossum? So Guido van Rossum is a Dutch programmer, and he knows for creating this Python programming language. And yeah, this is some a little introduction about Guido van Rossum. And let's talk about some interesting facts about Python. So some of you may think like Python is like a snake name, So Guido van Rossum may be a fan of snakes, and he may put that his favorite Python snake name to his programming language. But no, the language name is not about snakes, but about a popular comedy show, British comedy show, which names is Monty Python's Flying Circus. As you can see here is the poster, and he's fan of this program, British comedy program. So he made he took the name from here, Python's Monty Python's. So he took the name Python from here and put it for his project. Now the fact number two is the Python programming language is just a hobby project of Guido van Rossum. He didn't think at that time I will make a programming language which will be used in machine learning and this and that, and it will be popular in some time. And no, he just started this Python by writing this Python by hobby. He want to stay on their coding concepts. So he took a project and he thought about making a script language which can be used in for general purpose problem solving, and he made it. Now, the fact number three, Tim Peters, who is a major contributor in the Python community. So he wrote a poem about Python, and uh, you can read that poem by simply writing import this. I will show you when we will install Python. I will show you what is that poem and how you can also read it from in your computer. So yeah, Python support his contributors. And now, not step number four, it's fact number four. So fact number four is Python has its own comic, web comic, and you can also literally read that comic by simply writing import anti-gravity in your Python IDE, uh, and it will open a web page where you can see some comics about Python. So I will show you that also when we will install Python in our future videos. So that are some cool facts that I found on internet about Python. You can also find many more facts about Python on internet. So that's all for Python, history about Python. Now we will talk about some technical details about Python. So it runs on interpreter. So there are uh, two types of software on which you convert your programming language code to the machine code, like in the 0101s. So there are two types of that. One is compiler and one is interpreter. I will tell you the difference in the next video, but for now you just remember that it runs on interpreter. Now Python is open source. Open source means like people, public can contribute, public can edit, public can manage that code, and public can share that code as well. You can find the Python code on internet easily. The main Python code in which the Python is written, you can find on internet. You can also edit, you can contribute to that language. You can make some changes and make some cool stuff in Python. You can make your own libraries in Python, and you can publish it on internet, and people can literally use it. And I will tell you how you can make the libraries by like you, and you can publish it, and how you can publish it on internet, and how the people can access your library. So I will tell you all of this in this course in future videos. Now Python is an indentation based language. Now the Java, C, C++, it is not indentation based language. That means you have to take care about the spaces that you are given in your code. If you give more spaces, that will give you error in your code. But in C and C++, that's not the case. But in Python, you have to take care of indentation. Now Python is a cross-platform language. Now, like you can make Python code in like Python program in your Windows, and you can run it in a Mac OS. You can run it in on your Android also. So it is a cross-platform language. You can run it on web also, and Ubuntu and Unix also you can run. So Python is a cross-platform. You can make code at any one of this platform, and you can run it on anywhere. So now the latest version, currently latest version is 3.10.0, and that is the current latest version by this date. Maybe in future it will change. So there are lots of version of Python: 1.2, 1.5, 2.0, and 3.9, 3.1. You can find it on its website. I will show you the all the versions when we will install Python in our computer. Python is an object-oriented based language. Now, you might heard about this fuzzy word object-oriented programming, but you may don't know what is this. So don't worry, I will tell you what is this and how you can use it in Python. So it is a, just remember, it is an object-oriented based programming language, okay? Or you can say object-oriented programming language. So that's all about the technical details about Python. Let's see some jobs which you in which you can go after learning Python. So the first one is cloud computing. You can make automation scripts. You can make task automation scripts with Python, and by that, like companies are using Python. AWS, Amazon Web Service, GCP, Google Cloud Platform uses Python for automation. Then the second one is not hacking, it's hacking. I missed the spelling, sorry for that. So it's hacking. Most popular for hacking, Python is well known for popularity in hacking. You can learn ethical hacking by learning Python. So if you go to learn hacking, then the prerequisite is Python. You should know Python. Now the third and most important one is machine learning. Python is most famous for machine learning. Python is like um, rapidly growing popularity in the field of machine learning. Previously, the crown was on C++, but now it shifted to the Python, and world is using Python for machine learning because machine learning code is very huge, and Python easy syntax helps people to think more on logic rather than syntax. So that's why people use people use Python in machine learning. The fourth one is data analysis and visualization. There are lots of libraries. There are huge community of Python. That's why there are lots of libraries by which you can analyze and visualize data easily with the help of Python. So these are the four main jobs which in which you can get that you can get by learning Python. But that's not the final ones. There are lots of more jobs also in Python, which you can like do after learning Python. But these four are the most important and most popular ones. So now I will tell you the fact that if you are experienced Python developer, then you can earn rupees 11 lakh 50,000 rupees per year by a job with the help of Python. So you can see how much like 11 lakh rupees literally you can earn it nearby 1 lakh rupee per month if you round off to 12 lakh, because they're like just 50,000 to round off, and if you round off to it, then you can earn 1 lakh rupees per month with just by learning Python if you are experienced developer in this field. And 9 lakh for middle level, and 4 lakh for freshers. It's all in rupees, not in dollar. Okay, so if you are not from India, then convert this rupees into dollar. Now, and this data is also valid for India, not for outside. Okay. Now the next is jobs for Python developers are like a Python developer. You can automate things. You can make some web developer. You can do web development, and much more thing there are in Python developer basic, which are most preferable for beginners. The second one is the machine learning engineer. You can be a machine learning engineer by learning Python. You can be a analyst. You can be data science engineer. You can be a big data engineer. You can be in the field of research and development. So these are some few jobs for Python developers and the most popular ones. Now, the scope of Python in future, that's the question you might like think when you want to start learning Python. So currently 8.2 million developers are using Python nowadays, and that's 48% of a whole developing community. Like 42.8% of whole developers are using Python for their jobs and for their tasks. 6,200 companies are currently using Python in as a primary language, and currently 2.3 million jobs are created for artificial intelligence and machine learning in India. So you can see the scope, and this is not like fixed; it is gradually increasing, exponentially increasing. So you can think like what is the scope is going to be for Python in future. So I just collected some few analytics to just realize you how powerful Python is now and also will be in future. So that's all for my side, and I hope you like this video and you understood about the history of Python. I just want to familiar you with Python, and I just want to share some knowledge about Python. And from next video, we will dive into some more technical details about compiler and interpreter. We will learn what are that, and what is the difference between that. So thank you so much for taking the considering your attention in this video. I hope you understood every point. If you have any problem, if you have any query, if you have any feedback, feel free to comment below, and like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to Dhruv Coder YouTube channel for this type of videos, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.